This is Tip TV Finance with me, Jenny Hammond. Now joining us down the line is Scott Grant from London South East. Scott, good to have you with us today. So, Scott, what are you seeing as the most traded?
Yes, at the moment, number two is actually Sound Energy. So we have our trading facility, London South East Trading. And as I say, number two is a perennial favourite, probably been a hot stock for a private investor for over a year now, which is Sound Energy. Dovetailing slightly, we have our share views video. And this week we've actually got James Parsons and Brian Mitchener from Sound Energy on our share views video. So you can hear straight from the horse's mouth there. Sneaking in last week at number five is a company, Terra or NTOG. They had a price rise of almost 50% on the 29th of November on the back of a very, very good RNS for a private investor, saying that they've got an 80% working interest in the Pine Mills oil field. The share price has slid back a little bit since then, normalised a little bit, but clearly still of interest to our private investors and visitors, being number five on our most traded at the moment.
And when you're looking towards rises, you're looking at IDP, is that right?
That's right, Innovaderma, if I'm saying that correctly. If we can cast our minds back to the 10th of October, that day the share price over tripled. They had released an RNS talking about the impact of their Skinny Tan self-tanning product, but I think also a few celebrities came out and actually said they used it that day. So as I said, an incredible day on the 10th of October. Yesterday, couldn't see too much news, but their share price rose again by 46%. So a huge rise yesterday. I noticed this morning they've released an RNS saying they've appointed a general manager, but as I said, perhaps not the most earth-shattering news, but as I said yesterday, on the back of what I could see, very little news, a 6% share price rise, so clearly of interest to someone somewhere. Number four in the all-share rises yesterday was the ubiquitous and ever-present CTAG, the fitness wearables company. They've had also, they're very big on our chat boards. They're our number one most chatted and most discussed share. They've had over 3,600 posts just in the last 7 days alone. So, as I said, in rises yesterday, they were number four in the all-share riser, and their share price rose by over 24% yesterday alone.
Okay, so let's move on to something slightly off topic now, and you have some horse racing tips, is that right?
Yeah, it's just I just want to mention it today in the sense of we have a general chat section as well. So I talk about our chat section. We have the biggest chat board for private investors in the UK, and it's also one of the only, if not the only, moderated chat board. But we also have a secondary section for people that perhaps want to talk about commodities, so on and so forth. And the biggest thread there, believe it or not, is horse racing tips. I'm certainly not going to give any or say that we give advice or necessarily any recommendation for it, but it just is really interested in that kind of secondary sector we've got for chat. It's had over 5,000 posts in that particular thread alone and over 200,000 views. So just if someone's having a cup of coffee, bit of a tea break, it might be interesting to head across to our general chat section as well on lse.co.uk.
Are you taking advantage of these tips?
No, I'm not, certainly not. The only people that win are the bookies.
Okay, so let's finish off with your share views then.
Yes, I mentioned earlier that this week from Friday morning we'll have Sound Energy, two chaps from there speaking, but quite interesting this week, or very interesting, certainly if you're a shareholder of Hummingbird Resources. We had the CEO of Hummingbird, which is Daniel Betts on. So that's currently available on the website and via the YouTube channel. What's very interesting this morning, they've actually come out with an RNS saying that the US dollar 55 million debt funding, which actually fully funds the Jan Falila project they've got going now. So if you're a shareholder there, that's really interesting news. By the time this video goes live, we should have an updated video on our website with a couple of more minutes from Daniel explaining that as well. So if you've already watched it, actually head back, try and catch the last 2 minutes of the updated video from Daniel Betts of Hummingbird Resources. So quite a scoop for us and an RNS out for them today.
Fantastic. Look forward to watching that. Scott, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Scott Grant there from London South East.
Ho, 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 ho.